Okay, all right. I'm going to talk to you guys about sponsoring. I want you to see how doable this truly is, and I want you to also feel prepared that once you have sponsored, you know that you're meeting the requirements. Because I know a lot of people feel a lot of anxiety. Okay, I sponsored, so now what do I need to do? Am I doing what I should be doing? And so it's really stressful. So I'm going to show you how you do it and what you need to do once you have sponsored. Okay, so first of all, there's only 3 things that you need to do. Okay, these are the 3 things, and I'm going to explain it. You need to have a strong personal business. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, you need to be an encourager. And number 3, you need to attend training. Okay, so those are the 3 things. And Jonna, do you think you could get the doors for me? Okay, let's talk about having a strong personal business and why you need to do that. We need to have a strong personal business for 3 reasons. Number 1, you will be more confident when leading her. Okay, if you have a strong personal business, you're going to just be more confident, which is going to make you a stronger leader. It's kind of like the difference between your first baby and your 3rd baby in real life. You know, how much more confident you are by the 3rd baby than the first baby. We need to know that we know what we're doing. So, what does a strong business look like? Well, first of all, you need to set some goals because it's going to be different for everybody. Some, like Emily, want to do 13 shows in a month. Some women want to do 2 shows a month. Okay, that can be a strong personal business if you are consistent and you never not do 2 shows and you come to every training. It's okay. You don't need to be a superstar to sponsor. Your baby can go on and be a superstar. You don't have to go be a superstar, but you do have to have a consistent business. Now, if you truly want to sponsor a truly strong business is characterized by 6 home shows a month. Minimum of 4, but for sure 6 home shows. Okay? You know, that's what you're shooting for, but a minimum of 4 for sure. That's 1 a week. That will keep you very consistent and on a rhythm. You're going to meet people to sponsor. You're going to have good retail. You're going to be happy because you're making money. You're going to believe in what you do because you're making consistent money. You're putting it towards bills in your budget, and so you're going to be confident to be telling people that it works. If you are doing 1 show, then 2 shows, then 4 shows, then 6 shows, then 1 show, then 2 shows. You're doing the show dance, okay, and you know who I'm talking, we do it. Then you're like, I don't know, cancellations, I've got it. You know, we need to have days of the week where we're doing shows. If we don't do a show, we are working our business some other way, and we are keeping it consistent. So set goals. Let her know what your goals are. If you're a 2 show a month girl, tell your team. Ladies, I do 2 shows. I've done 2 shows since I started. I'm going to continue to do 2 shows. Here's why I do 2 shows. But we need to talk about how many shows you want to do. Now, caveat, you need to know, very few women in this world will ever do more than you do. That's just the way it works. I don't make the rules. I just know them. Okay, very few girls will ever say, you do 2? Oh, well, I'm going to go do 6. You know, I mean, she may want to, but it just doesn't happen. She's going to be watching you. You are her model. So if you want her to do 4, you need to be doing 4 or 5 or 6 to get her to do 4, because she really will do less. So that's not saying, hear me on this, that you have to do 4. I'm just telling you the way it is. If you do 2 and she does 2 as well, I mean, still that's great. You both have consistent businesses. You have to set goals and know what it is that you need to get out of it. Okay. Anything that you do in your business to help your business grow. Let's say you're sitting there thinking, well, I would love to do 4 to 6, but really, let's just face it, I'm at 1 to 2. I'm not happy that I'm at 1 to 2, maybe 3. I'd love to get to 4 to 6, so should I just not sponsor till I'm there? No. Share the business. Sponsor. Then grow with her. Say, hey, you need shows, I need shows. Let her motivate you. Let her be a buddy to you. You guys as new jewelers, go lifestyle together. Like if you're like, I think today I'm just going to go to the mall. It's no fun going by yourself, is it? It's a lot easier when you have somebody with you. You can giggle and laugh at yourself. If you're going to make phone calls, invite her to come over. Or meet at Panera and sit in the back with all the noise going on. And make calls, both of you together, to support each other. That's the cool thing about sponsoring, is you have an instant friend. And when you help her, you're helping yourself. Okay? Okay, you need to be listening to trainings. You need to go on the different websites. On our website, you can go way back and see trainings. You can go on Razzle Dazzle and listen to the senior leader calls that they have on there, the encouraging calls. You want to fill your mind with training. Tell your team when you do it. If you go listen to a training, like say you did the scavenger hunt and you pulled out that CD and you listened to one of those great trainings, post it on Facebook on your wall. Give them an email or a text message and go, oh my gosh, you guys totally have to pull that training out. Stick it in your audio in your car. It was awesome. Or I just went and listened to a Draper call. It was awesome. Be an encourager. I just read a book. I just did this. Tell them what you're doing to make yourself better, and then they'll do it too. The beautiful thing about leading is that when you are looking for answers for them, you'll find them for yourself. So if you're wondering about, can you get the door again? When you're wondering about how to help them overcome some problem they're having, maybe they come to you and go, I don't understand the Golden Guarantee. Well, that prompts you to come to me, and I explain this to you. Now you understand it better. You go and teach her. The best way to learn is to teach. I'm a former teacher, trust me. You will learn so much better when you are put on the spot and you've got to find something out. If all of a sudden I said, Emily, you did so great. Why don't you share with us your booking activity? You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I got to make sure I really understand it to be able to share it. I'm going to practice it. I'm going to make sure it's working. And you become an expert on what that thing is that we're asking you to teach. Okay. She wants to look to you. Now, one thing that you have to remember is that she's got a 10-10-10. And we all have a role. And my role is to lead trainings and new jeweler orientation and to have a website. You don't need to do that. Your role is to be her main person, to know what's going on with her. And she's going to look to you. So you've got to, be looking okay or be working on trying to make yourself look a little better, because she's going to say, how many shows do you do? Do you make phone calls? Do you do booking activity? Do you ask them at checkout if they should be a jewelry lady? And you have to say, well, yes, I do, all those things. Then how come you only have 1 or 2 shows? Because I really don't do a booking activity and I really don't make phone calls. You can say, I really need to get better at that. And that's something that you want to learn about. Let's get together and do it. I just needed a little oomph. Let's do it together. Never lie or try to make yourself look better than you are. Acknowledge your weakness and then learn together. That's all you need to do. But she's going to look at your life, so you are her sort of inspiration. All right. It also having a strong personal business gives you credibility, because if you go to her and you say, are you doing a booking activity? I know you're struggling. Are you doing a booking activity? And she says, she looks at you and she's like, girlfriend, you only do 1 show a month. Don't give me advice. You've got to be working on your business for her. If you've got, like Emily's 13 shows, Emily, what are you doing? That's instant credibility. That woman booked 13 shows. Somehow she booked 13 shows. I want to know. Okay, that's instant credibility. But if you struggle, share your struggle and share how you're working to improve it. Take her with you to your mama for breakfast or lunch or dinner or coffee and say, we want to learn about a booking activity. Help us to figure it out and to practice it. Okay, number 2 is to be an encourager. This is so important. I have 168 people on my team. I have 32 personal first levels, right? So even just if I focused on every first level once a day, I still couldn't talk to them all. One every day, okay? So we really need you to be that person, to be their person, okay, to know what's going on in their lives. So we need you to know, did they make quick start? Did they just have a $600 show when they normally have $200 shows? That is pretty awesome. So we need you to go, woohoo, and post it on Facebook and go, check it out. She just did this. 3 cheers for her. Write her a card. You know, give her a phone call, brag on her in front of someone else, introduce her at training, that kind of thing. That's what we need. Okay, so we want to get her to Diamond University, small group, watching online trainings. All those things are there. But the main person that can be an encourager is you. So, you know, when you become a designer, the designers then get that moment to shine with just their girls. If you're a new designer and you have 7 people, that means that they have a 1 in 7 chance of getting called up here. Somebody's going to be a top retailer. They might not be a top retailer out of 170 people, but they might be out of 40. They might be out of 20. They're surely going to be out of 7. So it's really awesome when you can get up here and you can bring a spotlight to them. Number 3 is to attend trainings, okay? Now, there's all sorts of reasons why you can't come to training. You're sick, your kid is sick, your kid has soccer, your kid has a piano lesson, your kid has this and that, you don't have a babysitter. Okay, believe me, I got 3 kids. I've been doing this for 6.5 years. I've been through it all. Somehow, I'm always here. Because if I'm not here, what are we going to do, right? So I make it happen. You need to look at it the same way. When you're a jewelry lady, you get to choose whether you're going to come to training or not. Okay? Does it fit your schedule? Are you good with it? Because, you know, it's just you learning, right? There's so much more to training. I can't even put it into words. Training is a statement to yourself, to your family, to your team, to your husband, that Premier is important enough in your life that you're going to find a way to get there. If it was your kid's piano recital, you'd find a babysitter for the sick kid. You know what I'm saying? If it's not important enough to you, you'll find a reason not to go. It's just like church, okay? You know, if you really value church, then you're going to find a way to get there, and if not, you're going to find an excuse not to go. And we forget how much it enriches our lives when we stop going, and that's what happens to training. I want you to understand that once you sponsor, that your responsibility is to get to training. Even if she's not going to come. Even if you have 1 baby and she is not going to come, you need to go. Because what if she changes her mind? And if she sees that you don't go, then she doesn't see the value in it because she doesn't know yet how valuable it is. It's hard to put training into words because yes, you're learning, but you could watch it at home online. There is building relationships, but you might think, I'm not really comfortable with that. I don't know. I just want to sit in the back corner. That's not my personality. Okay, but you know, again, remember what I said at the beginning of this. It is a statement to yourself as much as it is to anyone else that Premier is important. It's like Weight Watchers, and you can do it at home and online. It just doesn't work the same without that accountability and that encouragement and those ideas, okay? Coming makes a difference. So as soon as you sponsor, it says when we sign that document that you will train her, that you will attend the local trainings, and that you will do home shows, okay? Those aren't minimums. Those are like smack you in the butt if you are below that. I mean, that's like rock bottom. You mean all you did was turn in 300 CV that month? Oh, really? You know, we got to get up from that. That's like rock bottom. Really, we need to be doing 4 to 6 shows and building a business, and you'll sponsor more people, and you'll see how Premier really works, and it will make a tremendous difference in your life. I promise you. I promise you. So you need to go. Now, what if you're like 2 hours away? How do you deal with that? You know what? What a great opportunity to chit-chat with somebody. Find somebody to drive with you. A prospect, sponsor somebody just so you have a driving buddy. That is 2 hours in a car to get to know somebody. I can't tell you the wonderful times that we have had driving to trainings, because over the years I have driven to Akron, I've driven to Columbus, I've driven to Boardman countless times. We drive and we get up at, you know, we've gotten up at 6:30 because we're the ones training. So we've got to get up at 6:30 to get there by 8 o'clock in order to be there. We've done it all. So anything you can complain about, girlfriend, I have done it, okay? So I know, and it's so much more fun with a friend. So find somebody and carpool together. It's really great. Use your car time wisely, like Patty shared. You know, get some trainings on your phone and listen to it when you have to drive, and use that time wisely. I'm telling you, I put it on when I'm putting my makeup on, you know, like that curling my hair time. Instead of the news, I'll put a training on and I'll listen and just fill my mind with that while I'm doing dishes. All right, here's some practical questions. What do I do with my new jeweler to help her? First of all, number one, you need to get her to new jeweler orientation and training. That's your responsibility, to get her to training. We will teach her the stuff. So that check mark, that's easy, off your back. Number two, give her a prize to complete the scavenger hunt. I designed that scavenger hunt for you in mind. It came from a question from Patty. You know, what do I need to do? I said, and we talked about this, and she's like, well, maybe let me do it. I will do the work. I will come up with what we should do. If you do that scavenger hunt, you understand how to do checkout. You understand how to do the hostess order form. You understand how to do the customer order form. You understand the 5 parts of a show and the 5 concepts for the jewelry of a show. And you know, you understand the foundation of the company, and you understand how to make your profit. And you know, all those things are in there, all the basics that she needs to know. So just say, hey, I'll buy you a $10 mirror if you complete this. And she completes it, and you give her a $10 mirror, you know? You know, whew, that was easy. You know, I mean, now, and then just go over the questions with her. Now, you need to do it so that you know it. You know, make sure you do that and then tell me all about it. That's not going to work. You need to do it. That's why I gave that prize this week, okay? Role play making calls. Again, this is where that one-on-one time, and it doesn't need to be one-on-one. You know, if you have 6 or 7 people on your team, invite them to all come. Whoever comes is who you work with. If they don't come, that doesn't mean that you go work with them alone and them alone and them alone and them alone. If you're saying, hey, Tuesday night, I'm at Panera, or come to my house, I'm available, we're going to talk about making calls, we're going to talk about the booking activity, and only 2 come, and the other ones call and say, could you tell me all about that? Well, you know, I was really there Tuesday, available to do it. You know, that's tough, because I needed you to be there then. Because you don't want to tire yourself out doing everything on an individual basis when you start to get a lot of people. You got to work smarter. So you want to make sure you tell them, hey, this is the time I'm going to be sharing this. You really need to try to find a way to get there. Yeah.
Just a question. How do you handle if different people come and are on completely different scales of what they put into it?
Well, and again, that's the way this meeting is. And, you know, you have from 1 diamonds down to I've only been a joy lady a day, you know. So, and sometimes the things that we talk about can overwhelm them, you know, it's the truth. I'm in this really weird shadow. I'm going to stand there. We can overwhelm them. The basics of Premier are getting bookings. So even I love to hear new booking ideas. I want to know what you're doing if it's working. So what I would do is I would ask them. I would go around and say, so how are you doing? How many bookings on average do you get? Or talk to them ahead of time and know what is the need. It's probably bookings. You know, how do I make phone calls? You could do a book-a-thon and say, you know, we're going to get together and we're going to have some prizes based on who gets the most, who makes the most phone calls, who gets the most no's. You know, it could be cute and it could be just little like trinket prizes, but it's fun doing it together. So that somebody may be over there, she's rolling in the bookings. I mean, she's got 10 bookings and she's going to win, but you're still helping the girl that got 2 and you're really encouraging her and helping her. You might spend a little more time with her. But, you know, the things that you're going to talk about in a group setting are going to be a little more broad. And then you can have phone calls with their individual. Like, you don't want to bring up their personal issues in front of everybody. Like, well, I know that you've got your kids and that's a difficult situation because your husband's a bum and he won't watch them and, you know. Whatever it is, we're not going to go there. We're going to talk about that stuff personally, you know. But together, we're going to say, I know that we often have difficulties with babysitters, but it's really important, you know, here are some creative ideas, and you kind of talk to the whole group sometimes. Does that answer that? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so we want to teach her, we want to role play with her making calls, doing a booking activity, and checkout. Those are the 3 things that are critical. That's where everybody loses their business. Booking activity, checkout, and making phone calls. You need to follow up with her to find out who she's booked. Don't trust that she's done it. So you might have a little reward for her during Quick Start to call you after each show and maybe you give her $50 in free jewelry if she calls you after 9 shows and goes to 3 trainings and goes to NJO and she does all the things that you want her to do, then you give her a little reward. Doesn't have to be very big, okay? But you need to find out, hey, are you getting bookings? How are those bookings going? You know, how'd that show go? If you've only got a few people, you're going to know, you know? You're going to know she had a show. Here's question number 2. Do I need to do a newsletter? No. A newsletter is really for a 1 diamond and above. Otherwise, send an email out. So Patty's got 5 people. So she's got 5 people. You know, if there's a number 1 retailer, she can just send out an email to the 5 and go, woohoo! You know, here's what happened. She had a great show. And you can find different things to recognize people over. It might be a really great show. It might be doing a certain number of shows. It might be she got 3 bookings. I'm so excited for her. And just shoot it out. That's why having a little Facebook group is fun, because you can just put it out there and post it and everybody can read it. Because that public recognition does a lot of good. Should I have prizes? Okay, that's entirely up to you. But I would suggest small prizes. They go a long way. So it might be a $5 Target gift card because you really hit the mark. Something like that. You know, I do a lot of $5 gift cards. You know, just woohoo, here you go, and there's a $5 gift card. It's not, you know, when I started, I thought, oh my gosh, I've got to, like, you know, really whoop it up here and have big gifts. And here's the thing, if you start like that and then you have 170 people, you're like, whoa, you know, how do I keep this going? This is too hard. And so a little note of encouragement, a little postcard. One of the things that I did that I'm going to share in the other training is that I actually, and you know, this we could take a look at, maybe Jonna can design something, but I did this on Vistaprint, and this is because, you know, I'm horrible about writing notes. And so Amy used to say when she gets a note from me, she would frame it, because I am dyslexic, so writing notes it's hard for me. So don't make fun of me when it's totally spelled wrong, because I don't even know. So I was horrible, I'm just going to confess, writing hostess thank you notes. I just didn't do it. 6 years, I've probably written 12 thank you notes. I intend to do it. So now I made these, and it's fabulous. So Barbara just labels it with their address, and we stamp it, and I write like 2 sentences. That was a fabulous show. It's the same thing. That was a fabulous show. Rock on. Thanks so much, you know. And put it in the mailbox, and she gets it. It's super cute. You could do something like this. You know, you could have little postcards, and just every once in a while, you know, shoot out a little postcard. It doesn't have to be a lot, is my point, but encouraging people does make a difference. And I might miss them. I will miss them, because I only send out, you know, these are the notes that I give when I hand them here. But you can do that. Okay, what about promotion? Should I have a promotion? Promotions are fun. We all love promotions, right? We want something to, you know, we want to win a prize. So you want to ask yourself, what do my girls need? It might be booking shows. It might be coming to a book-a-thon and booking shows, and I'll give a little prize for whoever does the most. It might be, okay, in the month of July, we're going to have a little contest, and whoever does the, you know, if anybody does 2 or more shows, or 3 or more shows, or 4 or more shows, you look at where they're at and where you want them to go, then we'll put your name in a drawing for a prize. And still there's one prize, okay? You know, and the prize could be a $10 Starbucks card, or it could be a $20 jewelry certificate. It doesn't have to be huge, and you don't want to do them all the time, and they need to have purpose. And you always talk to me about it first, because I have done so many promotions that were just plain stupid, that I basically gave people prizes for what they were going to do anyway. So you always have to guard against that. You want to encourage the masses to work harder. Like Premier in that teacup thing, the teacup charm, and we had, what did I say, 46 people do at least 2 home shows. That puppy worked. Okay, and we had people that did 13 because she's going for the tea, and 8, you know, 6 or 8, what did we have to do? 8 for the whole ensemble. Okay, rewards work. Okay, so people do like them. You just got to be smart about when is the appropriate time. You wouldn't want to do, they wouldn't do that in July because the new line will drive it. All right, so how do I grow? You want to share at every show. Jonna, come up here really fast and share. Is it time? Well, we're going to take just a couple more minutes. Jonna's going to come up here. Come up here. and share your postcards. Where are they? Do you have them? Okay, so Jonna made these postcards because Elizabeth Draper had, I know, it's really weird. Stand close to stand right here. Elizabeth Draper had postcards, and I have my postcards that I use. I made on Vistaprint. But she made these on Publisher, and we're going to put them up on the website, and they're so cute. And there are 3 of them. One is, so you use the guest survey, and you say, hey, I would love to tell you a little more about Premiere. You do a sponsoring activity. You say, I want to tell you a little more about Premiere. And you can do it as a fly on the wall, and she did this one with little flies on it. It's so cute. And that's my video that Robin used, okay? My video and the Draper call. And my video has a paper that goes along with it that is really great. It's right here, okay? And you can just, if they watch this video and then they meet you for the OP, you can just go over this and answer their questions. It'll make it lickety-split fast. It's like coming to an OP by watching that video. So she's got that. She can hand it out, and she's giving a prize, $25 in free jewelry. And then if you want to come to an OP night like this, she's got this super cute little group picture on there, and she writes the date of which Monday night they want to come to and where it's at. And then she's got coffee.
I have to change this because it says, oh, this one's the senior leader.
Yeah.
One of them has 4 diamonds, so I'll
Oh,
change
yeah.
this. No, that'll be fun.
So
To
this
change
is then there's the coffee.
Yeah.
I'll take you out for coffee. Okay.
'Cause she has on hers that she had coffee with Julie. Well, obviously I'm not Julie.
Oh.
So I put coffee with Jonna.
Okay, good. That would be
Yeah.
smart to switch that.
Yeah.
Sorry about
So
that.
if you guys do this, make sure you put coffee with who you are. Unless you want them to go with us, then put our names there.
So
Call
we'll
us.
post
Yeah.
those, but they're in Publisher. But even if you print them in as a PDF, you could pull it into a Word document and then put a box over top of it and change your information, or put a sticker on them too.
I
So-
didn't know what kind of incentive to do with the coffee with me. I thought that was enough. So there's no incentive
Yeah,
on here.
just coffee.
I thought if I'm paying for coffee, I don't know what else to give. If you come in, you're
But
sitting
you
with me,
know,
you get free coffee.
And
So
Robin
you
is
can
just
add anything to these.
going to everybody and giving them the fly on the wall one. She's just sharing it like, what's it going to harm? What's it going to hurt? And, tell people, it's my goal in the month of June to share this with 30 people. And I want to give you $25 in free jewelry. Or I want to enter you in a contest to win $50. What if only one person watches it and she decides to be a jewelry lady? It's pretty awesome.
Hey, Julie,
Thank
one
you.
random question real quick. Does anybody have problems with people just putting their name on their surveys and handing you their surveys?
Well, go over the questions, and I'll tell you, here's the thing about the survey. I really don't use the survey for booking. I mean, that is great if I see something, but I just did the booking activity. They aren't going to change their mind between the booking activity and the guest survey, but they will change their mind between the booking activity and checkout. But what I use the guest survey for is the opportunity, because I don't have a what do you think, what do you think, what do you think, what do you think for sponsoring. So when I get to that question, I read it to them, and then I say, wait, you don't even know what I'm talking about with the $1,000. I do the sponsoring activity, and then I ask them to finish that and answer. Would you like fly on the wall? Would you like coffee with me? Or would you like a group activity where you can see some other people that are interested in Premiere as well and ask questions in a group? And so you stop and you make them answer, and then they do fill it out. And you're going to have the occasional person that doesn't, but if you walk them through, more will fill it out. And I do it for that one person who's interested, and she check marks what she wants. Okay? All right. So, just go around and be bringing people. Get that video in front of them. They're not going to sign up unless they learn. So you've got to do that. What do I do with someone that's interested? Okay, I give them my Are You Curious from Hood and House. I give them my first 10 shows and my last 10 shows. I give them this is so fabulous. If you're not in this, you need to get in this, but I have revamped it. What Premiere has done for us, anybody that's given it to me is in here right now. I would print these out, I would hand them to them. I'm telling you, I remember from 6 years ago, poring over the one Donna Marone had made that Erica James gave me and just reading, like, oh my gosh, this is a teacher. Oh my gosh, she's a stay-at-home mom. This lady is an accountant and she decided to be a jewelry lady. This will impact a lot of people. They might not relate necessarily to you, but they could relate to someone in here. And then I give the mini opportunity brochure. And I set up a date within 2 days to meet them. 2 days to meet them. 2 days to meet them. And I ask them, I say, hey, would you like to watch my video before we meet, and then we can just go over your questions? And even me, I have them watch my video. And it makes my OP so fast because she's already watched it. She comes with this piece of paper with questions written all over it. Yes. And then we just go over her questions. So it's lickety-split. And you know what? If she watches that video and she absolutely hates it, okay, then I didn't do the OP. But because it's very clear in that video, and I think it's calm and clear, and I don't think it's intimidating. And so you can also listen to the call. That's super duper easy. You just need to get that information in front of them. Okay? And what? Oh, I love this one. What if my team isn't working? I must be failing. Should I just stop sponsoring? No, because you need to remember that half of the jewelers you sponsor will not resign. That's actually a really good statistic. In many other companies, it's way higher than that. But you cannot make everybody successful. The best you can do is to have a strong personal business, to keep sponsoring, keep making money doing jewelry shows, to be an encourager the best way that you know how, and not be discouraged by their lack of participation. And get yourself to training to make yourself the best jewelry lady you can be, and just keep sponsoring. I've sponsored over 60 people, and I have 30 first levels. Half of them are gone. Okay, so more than half really, because people have moved up. So people are going to come, people are going to go. The people that stick are going to be amazing. Do you guys have any quick questions for me? Did this help?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, we're going to go.